Hello, everybody, and welcome to Zelda versus Ninban, the match of the century, at least if a century lasted a week. My name is Kern. I'm joined by Walter the Fourth. How's it going, Walter?
Yo, I'm super hyped. This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'm as hyped as well. Very high quality runners, and we were just talking about this in the Discord, but we'll share it here with you, chat. But Zelda went undefeated in the brackets until just their last match, right?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
And Ninban is also almost undefeated. He took a loss right away in the initial stage of the brackets, but hasn't. Well, no, never mind. He took a loss to Plasma Kappa too, but other than that. So yeah, very, very good runners to not only have made it this far, but to made it so far with like so many wins.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like 2-0s in the bracket so far, which is like kind of surprising, seeing how like stacked the field is. But that's just like best of 3, anything can happen. Like
yeah, and it is randomizer after all. So there's like, but you would think with variance it would swing back and forth, but I just don't know that variance is strong enough to like make sure that it's balanced. You know what I mean? I don't know if what I said just makes sense, but pretend like it does, Walter.
yeah, of course it does.
Thank you. Glad you got my back. So yeah, definitely have been featured quite a lot in previous tournaments, has done very well. Didn't Zelda win like what used to be the Challenge Cup? Like it was called something different then, but didn't he win that?
No, I think that was Shazame who won the Challenge Cup last year.
Oh, I'm thinking the year before.
Oh, like the secondary tournament they had?
Yeah, exactly. Sure, back when it was the secondary tournament. I think or maybe he's a finalist or something. I can't remember exactly. Somebody in chat will know. All right, we got a quick map check. I didn't see that, did you?
It looked like Hera and Easternmost Crystals. I didn't see Desert. And yeah, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we're doing Standard today instead of Open. This was Zelga's choice, since he took the loss yesterday. We're starting off with a bow. That's pretty nice, especially when you have a crystal in Eastern. And according to our map tracker, it looks like we have a crystal in Desert and Eastern. My bad. And then there was a green pendant and Tower of Hera.
Yeah, thanks for catching that. And arrows in the chest with the bow start is kind of funny.
Okay, correction again. I guess the green pendant wasn't Desert after all. Ninban is kind of famous for having a little bit of internet issues from time to time, so he's giving us some like his best impression of Microsoft PowerPoint at the moment.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can despite the internet issues. So I really like a bow start here. It's not as difficult as opening strats as like say bomb start, but I do like just the idea that the bow is your weapon.
Yeah, I think bow start is probably my personal favorite because like you're always gonna need it, and it's just nice to have early game for Eastern and stuff like that.
Yeah. It used to be like a lot nicer to see when bows were not progressive, because it could have been a very difficult, progressive item to have to find later. Wow, look at that synced chest open. It looks like the clocks aren't exactly synced yet, but I liked hearing the audio be synced regardless.
Yeah, we'll just pretend that was sync.
It's going to be hard to synchronize the timers exactly when we're getting a little framey, but so let's cut everybody some slack here. I was not meaning to throw shade on anybody.
So have we seen any drops from the guards whatsoever yet? I don't think we have.
I don't think so.
Because that's like the first thing that comes into your mind when you're doing an escape, right? It's like, am I gonna get bombs or not? Now that we have the V31 change with the drops from enemies. It's a little bit easier to know if you're gonna get bombs or not, but it definitely doesn't mean that you're gonna get bombs.
Yeah, I think that with arrows as well, you might think less about guards and more about, like, say, rats or snakes as a method of farming for them if you're going to try for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just interesting. You want to try and like get drops from both enemy types, since they're not gonna have the same drops most likely. Looks like both of them are just passing through the guards here, so maybe they did get a drop and know that it's not a bomb group.
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, we got a pretty nice thing going on at the moment.
Oh my god, they both went for that arrow, and I can't believe Zelda actually hit them.
That was pretty sick. That was a full magic though, so that means the rats won't have any bombs. So we're not gonna get back of escape quite yet.
And because Zelda knows that, just takes a nice little D-boost through those snakes there. And Ninban finds also a full magic on the rats.
Yeah. So
Now, I've seen a lot of confusion about this recently, so just in case folks are curious, since they will have to come back with bombs, the logic does not require you to have a lamp or a fire rod to come back through here, I believe, in standard, because they will give you the light cone when you go back through the room. Now you know.
The more you know. That's I'm pretty sure anyone who's played a lot of yo, there's our bombs.
Oh my god.
But yeah, naturally it makes sense to like think that obviously the light cone is only for your first trip through escape, but it's kind of nice that they made it so it's always there.
So you couldn't, I've never thought of this, but you couldn't actually go backwards with those bombs there, even if you wanted to, right? Because the door's locked. Is that true? And there's also the block puzzle, which you couldn't go through.
Yeah, you couldn't get back. You could take a death warp and redo escape, I guess.
Yeah, you could actually, that's kind of funny, but yeah, you would start at Zelda Cell. Pretty sure, right? Or would it be this Dark Sewers? I'm not sure. Fire Rod in Lost Woods.
I think after you deliver Zelda, the checkpoints are gone, so you probably would just be at the main of Hyrule Castle again. But I'm not sure, I've never tried that.
No, you're right, because if you, well, yeah, because if you mirror, well, I'm not sure. Mirror is different than Death Warp. Anyway.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna do that.
Yeah, no, it's not very practical.
But it's kind of nice that they got that bottle from Zelda Cell as well, because now they can check the kid in their first trip into Kakariko, which it does look like both of them are doing.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient. And with Fire Rod and Bow, I wouldn't be surprised if their next stop is Eastern, depending on what they get here in CAC.
Yeah, it's fully in logic as long as the big key is not in the vanilla location. And whoa, this is a pretty good start for a Kakariko.
Wow. That's a stacked blinds hut right there.
There's a second bow. Okay, cool.
Wow. Literally one item there we didn't want.
If Kakariko's gonna keep going like this, it's gonna be a short seed.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on here?
Yeah, okay. Seriously, though. Oh my god.
This is crazy. Well, I think both of them are gonna be pretty happy. Okay, come on. This is ridiculous at this point.
Okay, so for folks who are listening and not watching, that was the boots, the moon pearl, Titan's mitts, a sword. Am I forgetting? 300 rupees, I guess.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Oh, Zelda is doing something really cool here. He's going straight into Dark World. Oh, Ninban is doing it too. This is really good
God,
thinking on the fly.
Oh yeah, because
but since they have the mirror, so they can do the rest of Kakariko while doing Village of Outcast. But this is really good, like thinking on the fly. And Zelda's actually going into Skullwoods first. They can complete this for this 3 hours
with the sword and the fire rod. Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing Moth before you've even checked like the brewery?
This is sick, dude.
So yeah, this is really smart of them to have kept their head. You know, this is why they were this late in the tournament. Because if it were, you know, people like me or Walter, we'd be too busy giggling about that well to be thinking about what's next.
Exactly.
But yeah, very smart of them. So Ninban's going to give us what's up in Thieves Town.
So they did get blue mail from the bottle vendor, or well, Zelda did, and Ninban hasn't done it yet. But that's it's gonna be helpful on Moth. It doesn't really help you against the spikes, but Mothula himself is only gonna do 1 heart instead of 2. Which is quite important when you only have like 1.5 hearts. He's gonna have 3 hearts while he get there, and he does have a red potion, but it's still very low percent.
Ooh, a red potion. Now they have, like, you know, 5 hearts to play around with instead of 2.5.
You know, that's like 100% increase.
You're not wrong. Oh, hey, look at that. That red potion just got a lot more valuable.
Yeah.
That's like a...
Yes, we didn't have anything good in the front. Didn't have anything good in front of Thieves Town. Ninban is not going to go to their back this early, that's for sure. He did get a shovel from the Sea House though, so that's going to be nice. Can you check that? Crazy enough, he can just like do entire Smith sequence on his way down to like South Shore. And with the shovel, that definitely makes that trip a bit better.
Yeah, I like seeds like this where there's a lot that you can do at the start, and I know that can be frustrating for some people, but as a viewer, it's really nice to see the divergence in people's thinking. You know?
Yeah, this has been a kind of explosive start. We got like 6 minutes of like chill escape, and then just boom.
Ninban giving us the rest of Kakariko here. It's just a green rupee.
It's got full magic Zelda here on the boss fight, which is very helpful since Fire Rod shot does a lot more damage than a Fire Sword. And he's making sure to get...
I believe it...
Ooh, okay, there we go. He didn't even need the potion, dude.
That was really fast, and nice D-boost in that fight too. Looked like that some of that damage was intentional
too. So he got both items. He went straight for the back with 3 hearts. He got rewarded because he got both items, so he doesn't have to do the front at all.
And it looks like I missed it, but Ninban ditched after checking the front of Thieves Town.
Yeah, the front of Thieves Town. I don't remember exactly how many items there was, but there was nothing good there. Anyone up for some 12-minute dig game? Is this inverted? No, it's not. Might look like it.
Yeah, this is some very early Dark World access. We haven't even thought about Mini Moldworm Cave yet. That's how early we're in the Dark World.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what the, I think the frames kind of skipped for Ninban when he got the item. I'm not sure if it was something good or not.
And just a shield on the bumper ledge.
Yeah, Zelda's gonna do the boots checks here together with Graveyard Ledge, it looks like. We got so much stuff we can do right away. It's insane.
It is a little like overwhelming the amount of choice that runners could have, but you know, because Ninban went Beastown first and Zelda went Skullwoods first, and he found the cape, like this makes total sense. You know, they're routing here. It's just funny that it's just so different.
On a scale between 1 to 10, so like the Kakariko is sphere 1, right? And it was like stacked. How silly would you feel if you did all of this and then you went to Minimoldorm and Minimoldorm was just a stacked? You're like, oh, okay, maybe I should have continued with sphere 1.
I mean, I don't know. I think, okay, now, stop me, Walter, if I'm getting too technical. Just say, stop, Kern, and then we'll pay attention to the game again. But I think if Sphere 1 is that stacked, it is actually not a bad idea to ignore the rest of Sphere 1 for at least a little bit because of how the fill algorithm works. Like, the reason why you get a lot of stuff in Sphere 1 regardless is just because of how the fill works, trying to backfill items. But if you get a lot of progression in Sphere 1, it could be an indication that you've already gotten all of the backfilled items and it's time to move on to different spheres.
Stop, Karen.
Thanks.
I just wanted to say that.
I know.
That's actually a good talk.
But stop it now.
Okay, so Zelga's gonna head over to Catfish, it looks like. Could mirror there and do the some of the flipper stuff. He doesn't have the money for Sora yet, though. So that's a little bit scary to isolate.
Yeah, it's, I mean, imagine checking Catfish on a great route. Like, this is not a bad route. Imagine checking Catfish before Minimoldorm Cave.
Yeah, it's interesting. They both had the same idea of like, let's go into Dark World right away, and then we can like mirror and do some Light World stuff on the way. But they both took like widely different paths. One went south and one went north. Got a red mail. That's nice when if you don't have a lot of hearts.
Yeah, which is a reminder, like, even though we can complete a few crystal dungeons and Zelda has completed one, we're still only on 4 and 3 hearts.
So only a full heart container. I say only. With this few hearts, it's a little bit more impactful, but it's not that impactful that it's worth going out of the way that much. Zelda is okay. He's gonna take the warp here, and that's gonna let him do the South Shore. Or maybe it's just gonna go to Hobo and save a quick from there.
Yeah, I mean, the route makes total sense. One of the things that could bite Zelda, however, is if Zora does have something in the end, it will be really hard for him to route that in with anything else.
Yeah, for sure. It's very isolated at this point, and probably gonna be that way for quite a while. Kina only having bombs and Hobo only having a heart piece, so you can see a same quit from Zelda. See where he goes from here. Maybe he goes back to Kakariko and just take the south route, or maybe he's starting from Sanctuary, so this could be it, or could also be a mountain play. We do have Hera that we could complete, but we can't go over to East F Mountain yet, which is a little bit annoying. And oh yeah, right, we never did see that back escape that they had to leave early on.
So Ninban going back into the Dark World here. I've got to assume he's going to check, you know, the dam. Maybe he's just trying to get this one chest in Swamp Palace since he's going to be opening the dam anyway.
Maybe. He did leave the portal quite a bit away from the entrance, so maybe that's an indicator that he won't go into swamp. It's a little bit iffy going into the swamp this early, but since you're here in the Dark World opening it, you can just see it as a little bit of an extended overworld shake.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, the other reason that you might come back into the Dark World.
He's going in. So if there's something in that first chest, that's probably something Ninban is going to have quite a bit earlier than Zelda for sure. It's
a key. What a surprise.
Not that first chest. The real
okay.
first chest.
All right. This is why we have Walter on comms with me, because I don't know anything.
It's just a compass. Feels better.
Dang it. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of that play, though. Even if you didn't have it set up quite as nicely, like if you're in this area in the Dark World anyway, it's just an overworld spot, really.
Yeah, makes sense. It's a little bit weirder when you realize you haven't done like Hype Cave or Minimoldorm, but at the same time, like sometimes you just gonna go for it.
Well, this point, I'm pretty sure the progression's either going to be here in Hype Cave or Mini Moldorm Cave, because Zelga's now covering, they're covering each other's tracks a little bit, other than these locations.
There's progression, but not quite yet. It doesn't do anything for us yet, but we're gonna need that ice rod.
Zelga also bailing on Thieves Town, so yeah, pretty much just following the route Ninban's already done.
Okay, Minimoldorm. Okay, what do you have? Oh, Bombos. Okay.
We could go get our hammer in Ice Palace.
Ninban now has the money for Sora, so could be something he decides to do after he's done here in the sculpture. He's going back into his portal. Probably gonna use blind to the Lake Hylia Island here.
Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, and I think that this is what I was going to say is another reason to save the Dark World portal is if you wanted to go to the East Dark World. But no, never mind. He's leaving it behind.
Yeah. And
he's got that 500 rupees, so if Zora has something, this is what we were talking about, like keeping our eye on this, because this would be very hard for Zelda to route back in.
Yeah, this would be very impactful if progression is on Sora. Ninban would have a really good advantage. But the way he routed South Shore, though, does mean he has isolated another shack instead, which is the Ice Rod Cave, which can be a bit annoying to get back to as well.
Moment of truth.
Oh, okay. We don't know about that yet, but that could be something we need.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of anxiety just thinking about it. Yeah, those flippers were Sphere 1. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think it's just as likely, really, that it's Bombus or Quake. And/or, I mean, it could be both, right? For minor and...
Shoutouts to Zelda here doing the race game the way you would do it if it was the entrance, pretty much. You mirror from that spot at the digging.
Oh my goodness. How often do you get to do that in standard, no less?
I don't think if I ever got to do that. Okay, we're finally gonna see our Eastern play, which we were speculating in the Scave. They were like, oh, obviously they're gonna go to Eastern. Then we got all the items, so Eastern was like not very exciting anymore. But we're here now. It's a crystal, so it makes sense. It's like trying to focus a couple of crystals, so you're gonna have to do them anyways.
Walter, if you went back in time and you told me, like after we checked Lost Woods, that we'd be looking at a 22-minute Eastern Palace, I wouldn't believe you.
If only I could turn back time, I would do it.
We're gonna have to wait and see if Ninban opens his map so we can see if that item was progressive or not. I didn't catch it. Or not by map, I mean item menu.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well,
Ninban is famous as being as good of a runner as his internet is bad. That's a compliment.
Oh, I know.
Doing
nice.
Some spin speed.
Yeah, although I can't tell if he accidentally dashed there after he cleared the text box, or because I thought if you opened the chest, it canceled the speed and you needed to redo it anyway. But he had to redo speed regardless. I didn't catch exactly why that was there. I think that opening the chest clears the speed. So what you want to do is hold a sword charge, and then open the chest, and then after you open the chest, release it and do spin speed.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, there's a map, so should be an item on armors, I think.
I didn't see anything new in that quick glance at his menu.
Let's see if Zelda decides to check that first chest and swap as well. He's gonna go over to Hype Cave first, which kind of makes me think that he will check that first chest, but he want to do Hype Cave first. Just in case like Hype Cave would have the hammer or something.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's smart.
Six arrows to kill 6 armors. Seems like a good deal to me. We're doing Mina Moldorum before the dam as well. Because you didn't do the dam yet, right?
To be honest, I think I was distracted by looking at Ninban's item menu.
Yeah, I think he went from Purple Chest up to Hype Cave and then over here to Mina Moldorum.
Oh, that was so sick. He almost got it in a dash and 1 slash, 2 mini Moldorms. How cool would that have been?
Yeah.
It was still pretty cool.
Okay, back us the Hashla. There's the flute. Okay, that's required.
Logical Death Mountain access. That only gets us as far as Tower of Hera, but there are more checks.
I mean, we already have Death Mountain. Okay, I guess we didn't have logical Death Mountain access.
But yeah, could also go do Mire up until the cane becomes required.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see him head over to the Mire area and, like, maybe not dive Mire, but at least, like, check the overworld spots, the Mire Shed, and checkerboard. Maybe even diving into Desert. It's a pendant, but it is a green pendant.
Looks like you're exactly right. Zelga was checking Mini Moldorm and Hype first in case they found the hammer.
Yeah, I like that approach. Trying to like maximize his chances of getting more than 1 item from this.
Oh my god, we haven't yet seen the back of Escape yet. Walter. Walter, we haven't seen the back of Escape. Did he? Oh, really? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Never mind.
You hadn't seen back of Escape, so I guess it's still technically true.
And you got to relive the experience of seeing it for the first time with me.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
So where will Zelda go from here? He has cleared a lot of the overworld already. He is gonna head over to... No? Okay. Did he not see what this item was? Oh, actually he did see it, but he needed bombs. So. That makes more sense. He's heading up here, so maybe he's gonna head to the pyramid and then into do like a combination of Pod and Eastern.
What is up north though? Is it faster to go on the north side of Dark Lake Hylia? Oh, it might be. It might be rather than jumping in near Dark Mini Moldorm Cave.
Guess it is.
And he's already
sure,
seen
to be
it.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did hobo before as well.
Regardless, it's probably pretty equidistant either way, so it probably doesn't really matter.
And I like this. He's heading over here in the Dark World, so because Pod is kind of like awkward to get to when you don't have the hammer. So now you can just like do both of them in one go. If he he's gonna get the flute before Pod, but I'm not sure if that's enough to like sway him to not go into Pod.
Yeah, because it would be quite a trek to get back here. Ninban catching back up to Skullwoods. Zelda's already full cleared. But with that flute, we might see some more divergence heading towards Mire. So like if the hammer is in Pod or something else that's required along this chain, then this could be big for Zelda because it'll be hard for Ninban to get back there for a while.
Yeah, for sure. So if we're looking at items that we do need, it's pretty much like Hookshot and Kinasumari as the required ones, and then maybe Ether as well. For Zelda, it could be also maybe Quake. And of course a hammer. Yeah, let's not forget about that hammer.
Yeah, that's important. Our hammer that's going to be in Ice Palace.
We got so much items early, I just like assumed we had a hammer at this point.
So Ninban also reverse clearing this, so at least they don't have to do the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah, he did go into like the front of Skullwoods, but I don't think he got a key from it, so he just decided to leave at that point and do the back first, which is good for him because we know the front has absolutely nothing of value.
Yeah, with that no longer guaranteed key in the pinball room, I've been seeing people do that. It seems like that's the new meta. And we'll get to see what this almost certainly consumable item is in Eastern Palace. It's 50 rupees.
Yeah, ironically though, Zelda doesn't need any more money at this point. He needed it earlier when he went to Sora. Now it doesn't need any more money whatsoever.
Slightly different fight. It's going to take a little bit longer for Ninban. He came in here with less magic than Zelda had, but does have one more safety.
One more safety? I would say he has a lot more safety because he has like more than double the hearts that Zelda had.
That's what I said, isn't it? I said a lot more safety?
Yeah, for sure. Now he has even one more safety because he picked up that cape. Unfortunately, the fight is over.
So you get that cape. I don't know. I wonder if Ninban's gonna go check it out or just flew it away. Because he hasn't done Graveyard Legend stuff too, has he? Or did he come back up and do that
I don't
before
think
doing it back on skate?
Yeah, no. So, but he's just gonna flute away. Let's check out what Meyer has for him. We're gonna get some interesting knowledge here about the medallion. Oh, it's Quake! Okay, that's not good for Zelda.
Uh-oh. So, for a reminder for folks who might just be coming in or forgot, that Quake is on Zora, and Zelda has checked everything in that area, including Zora Ledge and Catfish. So, there's nothing that's going to bring it back over there for a long time.
Yeah, so that's definitely not good for Zelda, but Zelda will have his own sort of advantage maybe when he's heading into Pod. If Pod is has a lot of items, so if he can find anything of importance there, maybe he can get an edge back.
Yeah, I think the most significant bit of variance left in the seed is where that hammer is. Like, that could be hugely significant. If it's in Meyer, that's really bad for Zelda. If it's in Pod, that's pretty bad for Ninban. Check out, I just want to draw your attention to Ninban's dashes here. Like, how he lines up on the, well, he's not dashing now, of course, but watch him as he exits the pinball room. Like, the alignment, the door alignment, the dash canceling is, like, super on point. So he dashes around.
And there was the hammer.
Okay.
Pendant Pod. Not Pod, Desert Palace, I mean. It's the other palace with DP underneath.
Yeah, so this, you know, Zelda will be able to access this without the Quake Medallion, which is good news. Could be good news. At least that means he's not going to try to go to ice without the hammer, or probably not going to try to go to ice without the hammer.
It's opening up my ear, but I don't think he's gonna go in. It is. This is kind of a wild play. Because he just got the entire mountain open to him. East, Death Mountain, and the Dark World. Everything except for Hook Truck Cave, really. But he is heading in here.
But check this out, check this out. So he walked in at 36 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch, as soon as he walks to the store, take a look at the time. 36:20. You lose about 20 seconds by double dipping Meyer. I mean, not really, because you have to flute back and stuff, but he was already here. So, in my opinion, I think that checking for Kane, like, people think, oh, I have to go all the way back through Meyer, but it's just like, you know, 30 seconds or whatever to catch back up to where you were before.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's just like that hammer has got to be like, it's very often at least quite enticing to just head up there instead and start getting a lot more item dense areas.
Yeah, the bit of what you're really gambling on is if this was a go modable Meyer with an early big key, then you have the opportunity to lose a lot of time. But if there's any progression whatsoever here, especially if it's Kane, you've gained a lot of time. I think that's our first progressive item, or not progressive, our first item from the pool in Pod from Zelda here, that net.
I would want to see progressive net.
Progressive
with
net.
The second net there. If you get 3 bug nets, you can capture Mothula.
The second net in hard mode allows you to catch fairies. Oh, that wasn't a small key.
Yeah, there can't be any small keys in here.
Oh, right, yeah, right. This is the darkness. What am I saying?
That's how you figure it out, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. Alright, I think Ninban's got one chest left to check here.
Yeah, and I wonder. He didn't get the big key yet, right?
It must be on the right side. He must have deduced that there's a small key and or a dungeon item plus the big key on the right side, because I don't think we saw the right side. No, he did have the big key. He just opened the big chest.
Oh, okay. I missed the big chest then, my bad.
Yeah, it had a red boomerang in.
No, the Zelda opened the... I thought we were talking about Ninban.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So does that mean
was
this
the one who
must
got a
be
red boomerang.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is the big key.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, in my defense, they were both in a dungeon at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, that tends to happen in this game mode. This is the clear dungeons game mode.
So it appears pretty close. I would say though that Zelga's got a lead right now. I mean, sorry, Ninban's got a lead just because of where that Quake medallion is. It's going to be hard for him to route in, like I've mentioned before. I mean, there's a lot that can still happen. Leads can change, of course, but as it is now, that's, I think, based off of the knowledge we have. Now, Zelda might not feel that way. He might not feel behind.
Yeah, now Ninban got a boomerang in the big chest as well. So you were right.
See, I told
sorry,
you.
Karen. Sorry for doubting you.
Jay Coper calling out Ninban's pessimism for switching to mirror before they had even opened up the chest. So yeah, it's possible they could have found the red cane in vanilla.
Oh, and now he's gonna check out the Ice Rod Cave now that he has the flute. Makes this shake not so bad to come back to. Zelda is heading into desert, so that's good. He's gonna get the hammer. Ninban did go in here as well. He didn't complete the dungeon though, and we'll see if Zelda decides to do so. It's I wouldn't blame him if he decides not to do it though, since it's a pendant and you just got a hammer, which opens up so much.
Yeah, and he's already been to Sahasla, so he'd have to, like, you know, go out of his way to turn that green pendant in.
I think there is an item on the boss though as well, so that would be like 2 items for a fairly quick boss fight.
Yeah. So yeah, Ninban, having gone into Mire first, didn't find any progression there, but I think in the end it's not going to hurt him too much since the big key was in the cutscene chest. So the one thing that Zelda would be able to skip, or likely is to skip, is going to be the big chest.
Yeah. There's our hammer for Zelda. Let's see what he decides to do. He's gonna leave as well. Ninban is finally up on the mountain. I say finally, it's just because like it's a little bit uncommon. It's not super uncommon, but a little bit to see the mountain this late, but they just got so much else they could do early on.
Yeah, when you beat Mothula at 12 minutes.
That's how you know that it's gonna be a good seed.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, he's gonna go for Spy Cave first here, and then probably do the rest. Just do a save and quit and do the rest of the mountain. He does have a save and quit point up to the mountain now that since he rescued the old man.
Or with that cape, I think he could spin speed out. I'm not sure you'd want to with Have a Heart. Well, he could pick up these pots with heart.
Yeah, he could do that. Looks like he's actually gonna go for that. Yeah, good call. And he doesn't even want all the hearts. He's like, yeah, 4.5 hearts, it's fine.
I mean, it's Death Mountain. It's not like death's in the name or anything.
I think it's called Death Mountain because no one goes there. It's just like everything is dead because there's no one around.
It's all coming together. It's all making sense now.
Gonna get our first check into Hera. This is also a crystal dungeon, so definitely something both runners are gonna have to do. We don't have the hook shot, so we can't do the Hera pot, but we get an early big key, so that makes the routing without Hera pot a little bit nicer, anyways.
So chat asking how.
Go ahead.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Well, chat was just asking how is Zelda so far behind. I don't think he is far behind. They've covered some different things. So in terms of what items you can see in the dungeons that they've cleared, I mean they're pretty equal. The big difference is that Ninban got the Quake medallion on Catfish, and Zelga's not going to go back to that anytime soon. Would be my guess.
Sora.
Or sorry, Zora. The other one, the fish.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Ninban did the Sora one, and Zelda did the Catfish one. Unfortunately, Catfish only had red mail, while Sora had a golden coin for us. It's just the way it goes sometimes. Both checking some out-of-the-way locations, but only one of them getting rewarded.
So we saw 10 arrows in that big chest there. I don't think we've seen the second item yet. I can't remember. In Tower of Hera. Just trying to figure out if the basement might have an item in it.
What was the big chest, did you say?
Just 10 arrows, but it was one of the items.
That's the second item then, because there was bombs downstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and we're kind of doing a bit of a sync here. Zelda also has the advantage. You know, it might seem like even just looking at dungeons and overall progress, Ninban's ahead, but you have to remember that they take different overworld routes. They've checked different things, and one of those things that Zelda's done, Ninban hasn't, is.
I missed the book. Maybe that was what Zelda got in the Dark Ways.
It must have been, yeah.
So, not giving him any good stuff yet, but there is one more location the book is blocking, so that could definitely be something. Okay, let's see what medallion we need for Let's Quake again. I think that might be good for Zelda.
Yeah.
Because that's probably gonna force him to Sora sooner rather than later. He's not gonna like do entire Turtle Rock before getting there.
Yeah, especially if they get Kane before Hookshot, that would be good for Zelda, because it could mean he's going there looking for Hookshot when he doesn't have to. I mean, he's got to clear it eventually, but...
Yeah, if Kane is up here, though, that would be a bit annoying for Zelda for sure, because Ninban could clear Turtle Rock right now. Well, Zelda would have to do another climb to do it.
Yeah. And then I guess if Hookshot was there, that'd be even worse.
Yeah, for sure. Getting a spiral cave here. Always nice to have the boots for this check. Well, that's nice when you're dashing into a jelly. Ooh, there's our Master Sword. Definitely
I forgot.
Gonna need one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if there is progression on the Ether tablet that's only Zelda has access to right now, then you're gonna need that Master Sword to grab that.
Yeah, Ether was only bombs, I think.
Oh, sorry,
But
Bombos medallion.
Yeah.
I'm getting my catfishes and my medallion tablets confused.
Yeah, he needs to go to the catfish medallion and then head over to the grumpy Bombos fish.
Exactly. I like this mirror spot here from Zelda. He can mirror cancel this block and then walk back in the portal and then go in the other cave in the Dark World.
Yeah, that's nice routing. And then you can use like come up the other way and do Hookshot Cave that way. But we didn't really get anything from the mountain whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a dead mountain. We called it, Walter.
Yeah. It's like waste of time mountain. Looks like Ninban is gonna head to Ice Palace. It's another crystal we could do.
Which I think, yeah, I mean, I gotta say,
maybe that's. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say this might be Zelga's next location as well, considering what he's cleared.
Yeah, and that would be a good opportunity for him to route in Sora after he's done with Ice Palace. He could use like Mirror and take the portal.
Yeah. Oh, then we could have a much closer race again. So obviously that's my hope of what's about to happen.
That's what you'll like to see that for sure.
It's like Ninban.
Yeah, he's using the Quake Medallion. You have to be fast if you're using Quake Medallion in that room, because as soon as the Pengators jump up into the air, they're invulnerable to the Quake. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you've played Pokemon, you can't hit Air-type Pokemon with an Earth attack. Come on.
So they're Ice-type and Flying-type. I see. But yeah, Argus is as the sprite that Ninban is using is on the move, very powerful and intimidating at the moment, just taking out boss after boss and eventually gonna work his way up to Ganon, being like, yeah, I'm the new boss now.
That's one way to win.
Interesting way of doing the hammer jump there, or not hammer jump, the Ice Palace jump. But he did use the hammer in order to like buffer to get the right pixel.
Come on, Walter, get your names of things right. I've been correcting you this entire stream.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I will work on it.
All right, so I'll get saving and quitting back to the mountain. Oh, just for floating. God, of course.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's gonna go for the same play as Ninban did here. So he is following in Ninban's footstep, which, as long as he does that, Ninban is still in somewhat of a lead. But he's probably doing the right play here. Especially if hopefully he goes to Sora afterwards. But we're kind of running low on locations to check at the moment. Like, honestly, except for Ice Palace here, do we have anything else except for the Bombos and Swamp? I guess back of Feastone, we haven't seen that yet. Pod, we could beat Pod and beat Desert. We can actually beat all the pendants, that's always fun, right? I heard chat likes that.
I think because of the relatively bad options that are left after this, I think your theory is pretty viable, that Zelda will decide to go check Zora while he's in the area. It's one of those locations that's like, it's not exactly Sphere 1, but it's close. And when you go there without money, you are always worried. Did my opponent go there with money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zelda did go there quite early. I think it's reasonable to assume that like my opponent might not have done this same early route that I did. So therefore my opponent probably had more money than I did when he got here. Oh, and I guess we completely missed Akina Samari next palace. That opens up a couple of interesting locations. Luckily for Zelda, it won't distract him very much since he can't really do anything with Arcane yet without the Quake, so he might still go to Sora after this.
Nice bomb strats.
Oh, and Ninban getting like super bullied by the anti-fairies down to 1 heart. I think he still has a potion, but he has to be a little bit careful here.
Oh, walking back through here. If he does have a potion, it's interesting he's not using it.
Yeah, maybe he did use it. Let's see. There we go.
He just wasn't worried about the
probably want to be more safe than sorry. It took 3 hearts of damage right away, so good call using that potion.
Well, that's a I would say underappreciated aspect of having safeties or using safeties or having hearts or whatever is, people don't think about the extra time that runners have to take when they're low health and they have no safeties. So like consuming a potion, even if all you're doing is just to more safely go quickly through a room and not care about taking damage, that can be huge. Even if you're not worried about dying, it can be huge just to damage through stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And like when you're low percent or you don't have a lot of health, you tend to play more carefully, which puts you in more harm than if you just like played normally. Because you're like when you're trying to avoid damage, then you're making movements you normally don't do. So you're already like facing RNG you normally wouldn't. The enemies behave differently, so it's just more naturally prone to taking damage.
Yeah, this is a great example. So Ninban deboosted through a lot of that fight to get the puffballs down, and then when he got low enough health that he didn't want to take any more bodies, he started to do spin strats, which is a bit. There's no doubt in my mind. If Ninban was at 1 heart, he might have like gone out of his way for 1 heart pickup, but he would have just gone to the fight and been really cautious and taken it slowly. And he probably would have won too. There's no doubt in my mind. I say as I say probably.
Yeah, definitely maybe. Ninban heading over to Hobo, and probably, I would assume, just floating away from there afterwards to, where would he want to go right now? I guess, like, he can do Meyer and Hartrog. Would he go Meyer first? Was there any items left in Meyer, is the question?
I can't remember. No, I think they got both, because there was a boomerang in the big chest, which I called, of course, Prescience, and then there was, I think, a heart container on the bridge chest.
Okay. Yeah, the Meyer is nothing he needs to worry about until go mode, since it is a 5/6 crystal, but the other 5/6 crystal is Swamp Palace, so he doesn't have to worry about Pyramid Fairy having the hookshot.
This is going to be a very different fight from Zelda, coming into this with more magic.
Yeah, that was a beautiful fight.
Oh wow, that was like textbook fire rod right there. I don't know if you could do any better than that with the fire rod and master sword. So yeah, we were talking a lot about, in chat anyway, we were talking a lot about, the advantage of saving consumables. Like, why do people always deboost on those spikes instead of use magic and just dash straight away? Like, wouldn't you save time by dashing? And it's things like this, like when you preserve your magic, it can save you a lot of time in other aspects of the game. So it's cool to see.
Zelda is going for the Sora shake, while Ninban did pick up a tempered sword in hammer pegs.
We've got a
bit of
racing
an isolated shake, so Zelda might not get that sword. Well, this is an interesting play as well. Ninban is going to shake the back of Thieves Town. I don't remember how many items were in here. I want to say at least 2. There might actually even be 3 of them.
I wonder if Ninban fears that Zelda would have had Quake and Mire before going up the mountain. So he fears that Zelda made it into Turtle Rock before him. And so he's coming here as insurance.
Yeah, like if Zelda did Ice Palace before the mountain, he would have had the cane. So that would have led him to do it for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Ninban and Zelda, actually both, having to debate with themselves about, do I go to the mountain now or do I go to Crystal Ice Palace? So that thought could very easily be hanging in the back. Yep. Zelda coming back to maybe a Mire play though?
Looks like it. And yeah, we talked a lot about it in this race that Ninban had like a bit of a advantage, but now it's like pretty much equal again, and it's all about where's that hook shot.
Yeah, Ninban's gonna get out of here before Zelda gets out of Mire, but it is a crystal, and he's got to do it eventually.
Yeah, he pretty much needs to full clear this dungeon no matter what, seeing how the items ended up. So I won't really lose much time by going here early.
Yeah, that's true. And I realized just now that I've been thinking that Pod was a crystal the whole time, and like, oh, Ninban's gonna have to go back and clear Pod. Zelda's already done that, but nope, it's a pendant. I mean, Ninban could still choose to do that. It's pretty dense, but doing that over Turtle Rock, ugh.
I mean, he's doing back of Feast Town before Turtle Rock, so anything's possible.
That's true.
They get a lamp, which is it's required in logic, but you can do without it. It's gonna make his Mire basement a little bit faster than Zelda. That's about it. What the lamp's gonna give us or do for us.
You know, that could also be a reason that Ninban chose not to go to Turtle Rock. Like, very often, Laser Bridge will have 3 items on it, so if those items are out of logic, they're slightly less probable to contain progression. But I don't know. I don't know if he's thinking like that deeply about the probabilities, and more so just about where Zelda might be right now.
Zelda is gonna take the same route that Ninban did here in Mire. It's kind of awkward because, like, if you get a small key in that chest, in that torch chest that he shanked, that means the big key is guaranteed to be vanilla. But it was just a map, so this is why he's like saving it for now. But then it just ends up being vanilla anyways, you know, because why not? I think that was our first shaker. Oh, did we?
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so, because they both went into the Dark World right away. But either way, it doesn't have anything important for us.
So yeah, Ninban this is one of those situations where like it's hard to tell just by looking at the item tracker, because there's overworld that some have done and others haven't. Zelga's already checked this overworld that Ninban's catching up on, other than maybe the lumberjack. So at the end of this, we'll be relatively synced, except for Zelga will be up a crystal, and Ninban has to go back and finish Mara, which will take a couple minutes once he gets there. He's got the big key already, but I mean, this is still really anyone's game. I mean, the hookshot could be anywhere right now.
Yeah. Except for the locations we already checked.
And also the places that it can't be. But other than those...
We're smart. So he's gonna head over to Catfish here, get his red mail. It's gonna be interesting to see what he decides to do after that. The two big ones are pretty much like go to Pot or go up to Tartarok.
Hold up, Walter. Chad is theorizing that the cane is hookshot locked. Now, I wasn't paying close enough attention to the keys.
Oh, yeah.
That is a possibility.
I'm missing which chest it was and where the big key was.
Reg says, oh, thanks, Reg. Oh my god, dude, how does Reg know this stuff? Shoutouts to our tracker, by the way. Big key in first chest of Ice Palace. Lock equals key. Okay, wow, all right. I think even if the big key's in first chest, doesn't that also rely on where the small keys are? Like, doesn't a small key have to be on cold stair or something for that to be? No, I forget. It's complicated.
I think if the big key is on the left side of Ice Palace, the right side is automatically hookshot locked.
Right, key and cold stair use smart. It gets so complicated, but yeah, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. That's why Ninban didn't go to Torrock.
Yeah, and that makes 100% sense. Then he knows he can just save Tartarok for right before Ganon's Tower.
And I'm gonna believe that Ninban has a better understanding of hookshot logic and Ice Palace than any of us. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here and just assume that that's all true.
Yeah, Zelga might also have that information, but he still went into Mire because there's only one chest in Mire, or one location that is locked by Samaria. So like the front of Mire could very well just had the hookshot.
So places that it could be, Swamp Palace, it could be on Helmasaur.
Yeah, Desert has 2 items for us.
And Pendant. I mean, by Pedestal. That's what I meant by Pendant.
And Zelga's gone back in. Did he skip an item?
I think maybe he didn't.
Oh yeah, I guess he skipped the big chest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate.
It's got to get that boomerang.
So Ninban going back into Mire, this doesn't really cost him anything. He's gonna have to do this anyways. He has silver, so the fight is never really gonna be faster than what it is at this moment. So this could just be like a good opportunity for him to like clear his mind and think about his next move while doing something he's gonna have to do anyways.
Yeah, this is really like a smart thing to do. You know, people think, oh, well, I can go mode this dungeon, then I'll come back. But when you're at an impasse like this and there's no clear choice, just like take a moment, breathe, think. Go do something that's mindless.
And Zelga taking this portal makes me think he's gonna go for V-Sun as well.
Oh, man.
And do the hammer picks as well. So he's gonna get the tempered sword at least. But that's about it. I guess he gets the lamp as well, but the lamp is pretty much a non-required item for these runners at this point. Especially since Zelga has done like all the harder dark rooms already.
Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking about hookshot logic in Ice Palace. The paste bin that I use to remind myself what the logic is Ninban wrote it. So yeah, I know he's fully aware of the logic.
Yeah, one would hope so, right? So what's Ninban's next move? He is right next to Desert. It would be a fast one if he wanted to do that. Yeah, and he's not mirroring right away, so he's probably gonna do Lamolas. Get the one item and then get the green pendant for another item. So with the early silvers that both of these runes got, it just makes a lot of these bosses, like it just speeds them up so much. We saw the, already seen the Armos and the Vitreous fight. We're probably gonna go for it here as well. The Lamolas fight, just need one arrow per boss.
Yeah, I feel like this Landmo play is really good here in terms of how long it takes to do, like items per minute wise.
Yeah. Doesn't get rewarded for the first one, but the green pendant could still be a thing. And he might just route in the green, turning in the green pendant into going into pod.
All right, is anybody interested in me reading out the Ice Palace key logic?
You got 30 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
If there is the IP big key in either Pangator, Freezer, or Ice Tea, 100% of the time, right side is logically hookshot, locked by hookshot. If the big key is none of those chests, as well as no small key, the right side is 100% of the time logically locked by hookshot. If there is no big key in those chests, but there's at least one small key in those, the right side is logically available without hookshot. Yeah, so that's like something that you need like a notepad doc for while you're running to remember. Personally, anyway, me personally.
Yeah, I mean, information is definitely one of the good knowledge battles to have in this game. The more items and like routing you can change depending on your knowledge, it's definitely gonna help you. So Desert was not required whatsoever unless Pedestal is required. And I'm guessing we're going to see Pedestal if Helmstar doesn't have our hookshot quite soon. And Zelda might actually just check the Pedestal right away instead, since he hasn't actually completed the other two pendants yet. What do you think, Kern? Is it here?
Oh man, I kind of want it to be here, but I don't think it is. I think it's gonna be
in Swamp.
Helma.
Oh, Helma. Yeah, nothing here.
I mean, Swamp is the more likely place because that's more than one item location. Helma is one.
Yeah, and now that Zelda knows that Pet is dead, it could potentially push into Swamp right away. It looks like it.
I think this means no matter where it is, Zelda is going to be fairly close to Ninban. Or either he's ahead because it's in Swamp, or he's not far behind. So this is looking really good for Zelda right now.
We're gonna see the catfish tablets first, though.
Oh yeah, no, you mean the King Zora Grumpy Fitter?
Yeah, exactly. The explosive one.
The Hammer Jump tablet.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh, dude.
That is go mode for Zelda. Ninban is gonna get that book quite soon, but he is gonna finish the rest of Pod before heading over here. And probably go pull Pet as well.
Yeah, because this will be his final pendant. He hasn't checked it.
So yeah, this is a major advantage for Zelda now.
Yeah, massive lead. And good on both of these runners for knowing the Ice Palace logic a lot better than I do. Which isn't saying very much.
Yeah, I probably would have been like halfway through Touch Rock before remembering that.
Did you see that bonk strat from Zelda?
Yeah, the bonk and grabbing at the same time.
Yeah, that's super cool. That strat, there is a slightly more optimal strat that's called something like anti-fairy skip or something like that. But it's very, very hard to do. That strat where you bonk and then pull at the same time is the next fastest thing, and it's a lot more consistent. But you don't see it very often.
And there is that book in the dark maze of Pod.
Come on, Ninban, just galaxy brain. Go check everything related to the book and just skip the rest of the stuff, because that makes sense.
Yeah, he just gets the book, mirrors out, flutes to Pet, see if Pet is required, and then be like, okay, I don't need to do Helma.
Oh my god, is that what he's gonna do? He's not doing Helma. There must not be an item on Helmosaur, I wasn't keeping count.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, at this point, kind of have to. Oh, he is doing it. I was just joking, but Ninban is probably gonna save a bit of time on this. But yeah, it looks like according to chat, Helma did not have an item.
Ah, okay.
And he does have this portal like left at the Eastern Palace. So if he reads the pedestal here and it just says boing boing, he could just like mirror or flip back and just go straight into the portal again.
Yeah, for those who think that Walter just had a stroke, boing boing is what the pedestal says when the hookshot is on it.
Well, he's going up to E for tablet first, though. That's a bit unfortunate. I kind of makes sense because if he goes to Bombo's tablet first, you're kind of left to going into Swamp without hookshot before going up to E for tablet. But it is gonna cost him some time. A nice one cycle Argus from Saga there. At this point he's probably like thinking, seeing that Argus spread and being like, yeah, this is Ninban. He's gonna mess this boss up.
Oh, fluting away. Okay, so he's not going to Turtle Rock. Hey, he is going to check the tablet, which is really good news in terms of making this a little bit closer. He's still Swamp Palace ahead. Still
Yeah.
Swamp Palace ahead.
Yeah, a bit more than that, even.
Well, maybe not if he gets dead rocked.
Yeah. Maybe it's still good, just keeps getting dead rocked until Ninban can catch up.
Yeah, do it for the audience, Zelda.
It's going to go for the, no, okay, I was hoping for a Waffle House drive-thru here, but can't get everything.
Yeah, it is quite memey to do the Waffle House drive-thru, but I think it's more consistent to just hop down. If, you care about stupid stuff like winning tournaments.
Yeah, who knows? This could be the year of Zelda. He's been cruising through the bracket so far. Only loss he took was against Ninban in the brackets, and he is on pace to maybe win this one.
Yeah, at this point, it would take a pretty big upset for Ninban to catch up.
Some of the major divergences we have left possible is the big key routing in GT.
That's true.
So Ninban entering Swamp at the same time as Zelga's entering Turtle Rock. It's gonna be the last crystal for Zelga, but Ninban still has one more after this one.
Ninban at this point has got to fear that he's behind. I mean, having almost last location that hook shot, but also knowing that that book was available much earlier. If they took the alternative route that Ninban didn't take, which was go north side, head to pod, which is kind of what Zelda did. So Ninban probably knows where he's at relative to Zelda, would be my guess. Now, can you do much of that information? Probably not. Probably not.
So there's 2 small keys, so it's a pretty good start. I want to see the big key as well, so we don't have to do the like vanilla big key route and big chest and all that, but all depends on what the chain jumps have in mind for us. There's another small key, so big key is gonna be vanilla. It's a little bit unfortunate, but means they're both gonna have to do pretty much the entire dungeon. But getting 3 small keys already, though, we do have a potential of being able to skip Laser Bridge, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see with that one.
Yeah, not very unlikely when you have that many small keys.
Zelda hitting the switch there, usually that's only something you do if you're not gonna check the big chest. So makes my head spin a bit.
I mean, he got so many small keys. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's still quite
it's
risky.
a bit riskier.
Oh, he is gonna skip it. Okay, this is spicy.
Maybe he feels a little bit behind at this point.
Could be. Yeah, this could be like, if there's not a small key on Lace Bridge, this could be very costful because you can't even mirror back.
Yeah,
it's gonna take you to the front of the dungeon.
Yeah, you either would have to walk backward, or you'd have to go to the front and then full clear the whole dungeon again.
Good. This might be exactly what Ninban needs to catch up.
You know what you would do is you would walk out the safety door, and then you'd walk backwards. Well, no, even then you couldn't mirror back to the safety door because you have to go outside.
Yeah, that does not work. But most likely the key is here, but it's definitely not guaranteed. Like, he's playing the probability chance, but ooh, okay, now it's getting a little bit scarier.
God.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness! What?
Yeah, this
No!
feels really bad. If he felt behind before doing that play, he definitely feels behind now.
Yeah. I think he still has a lead, but that
Yeah.
means that his lead is not insurmountable anymore. It means that the big key guessing game, the big key game could change it.
For sure. Yeah, this has got to take on your nerves, especially since Zelda is the one with like the highest stakes of this game. Because if he loses, he's out of the tourney. If Ninban loses, he still gets another chance of advancing. Yeah, we can definitely see that Zelda is still ahead, but instead of being like an entire Turtle ahead, he's now going to be like a half a Turtle, if even that.
Yeah, so Chad asking why he didn't mirror there. I think we covered this a second ago, but if he had like walked out the safety door, come back in, then walked backwards to try to go to the big chest and then mirror from there back to Laser Bridge, it wouldn't work because you have to walk outside to check the big chest. So that becomes your new mirror location.
Yeah, and since he skipped the big chest, meant he never went outside to begin with, so he would go all the way to the beginning of the dungeon. Also, if Ninban checks the big chest, which is what you normally do if you get the big key vanilla, he would be able to skip Laser Bridge.
Ah, right. Yeah, no required key there.
Yeah, you could even skip the roller room before the Laser Bridge too.
Zelda's still in a big lead, though.
I'm gonna get the backdoor strands here from Zelda. We kind of missed one of the swipes there.
But it looks like he got the splash damage. I didn't think you could with the ice rod. It looked like only 4 slashes connected there. I'm not sure what happened.
Not sure.
Nice little NMG item to the hook shot as Charnex is dying.
So, is the bot alive? Because if so, we have a game we should start playing here. Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, get your guesses in for where the big key in Ganis Tower is going to be. It's 22 locations, so that's a number between 1 and 22. Or if you're a madman like Kern, you can just guess 24 and win anyways.
Works every time.
Yeah, it works less when there's like 1,000 people in chat, though.
Yeah.
Hard time thinking no one will guess 22.
Yeah, back in the old days of Randomizer, like before streaming existed, like before even the internet existed, like I'm talking like 20 years ago, you know, playing the Randomizer 20 years ago, we used to submit our guesses on little pieces of paper. It's changed a lot, really, since the inception of Random.
20 years ago. Wow, that's a long time. You were like 60 back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A spry 60.
We'll get a small key in the hope room and the big key. Okay, so that's number 2, and that's not gonna leave a lot of room for divergence. Like, best case scenario, Ninban does the exact same routing. Worst case scenario, he goes for like the Stalfus room first.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, I'm breathing a sigh of relief because if this is what knocked you out of the tournament was a game where that small key gamble, that would be. Oh, and then got punished on the big key location. But yeah, so I'm happy that if the leads do change, it'll be just purely based on execution, not based on variance.
Yeah, this definitely cements Zelda being in quite of a comfortable lead. Zelda has the half magic, so he can afford to use the fire rod a bit on those Stalfos. You don't really want to use the fire rod on the other enemies here, because they have like a burning animation when you hit them, but Stalfos, they use like evaporate as soon as you hit them.
Yeah, that was a really nice gauntlet from Zelda there.
I'm going for the one cycle Lamo here, really nicely done. Ninban now has 7 crystals as well, gonna head for Ganon's tower, but we can definitely see a pretty clear lead here. Zelda already done with the gauntlet, and it's gonna head up towards the torches. Did use the lamp to begin here. He definitely had enough magic for using the fire rod and not pick up the full magic in the next room.
I wonder if it's just muscle memory, like
That
most of the time you don't.
Very well be it, yeah. Has to kill one of these mini helmets to get the key. There we go. That's actually really nice of them.
Yeah, this is
no, Ninban, what are you doing? He's heading to Salvo's room first. It's been a popular method of clearing Ganon's tower in this tourney, and definitely paid off a lot of the times, but it's not gonna do it this time around. Oh, and I think I see why Zelda used to use a lamp first, because he didn't pick up the full magic, so that's why he has magic left for Ganon. He's not gonna need much magic since they have full, like a half magic and silvers, but now he has enough.
Yeah, I bet you that it's similar or maybe even faster to have not itemed the lamp and back to the... I'm not sure, actually. Oh, because he needed a fire rod in the next torture, yeah. But maybe he just committed. He was like, you know what? I reserved my magic. Now I can take advantage of that by not picking up this pot. I don't know. It's always hard to like guess what was in a runner's head, but I try to give him the benefit of the doubt anyway.
Ooh, nice double there.
Yeah,
so got great. 5 hits and you just need 1 more hit. There we go. 4 cycle is definitely... You can probably feel good with that when you got like double blue balls.
Zelda playing a song of his people. As Ninban starts his gauntlet climb. Using silvers here, getting a bit more lag than you would with the fire rod strats we saw earlier, but the lag isn't huge.
Nice trident spin there for Zelda. Go for the 1-on-1 cycle.
Nice. Oh, dude, just a little early on that silver arrow from Ninban on the Lambo 2 fight.
Yeah, if you miss the timing on the first one, it's kind of hard to save it for the rest of them.
Oh my god, that firebat was so cool.
Well, again, I'm not giving him a lot of good positions here, so he's gonna have to light the torches one more time. Ooh, okay, there we go. This should be it. Again, is down.
Nice.
So everyone get your GGs in for Zelgadissan. Gonna finish first in this race, and we're gonna get a race 3 between Zelda and Ninban. It's gonna be super hype. GGs.
Looks like official SRL time of 1:33:09.
Yeah, we saw a short little pause there from Ninban, or maybe it was the internet again. I'm not sure. Well, if it was an intentional pause, then he probably noticed like the SRL room just lighting up and being like, okay, let's just do a game free. But he's gonna finish out this run first. Doesn't have to kill him in Helma because he got a lot of small keys from that Stalfos room.
Nice.
Almost got a troll there, but it's not very often you get like clink against Moldorm and get the hit in at the same time.
Yeah, that was a really unique position for his tail to be in.
So Ninban getting a double here as well.
This was the hard pattern, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, nice tactical map check.
That's RNG manipulation, right?
Yeah, just to make sure he's on the right floor. So if you fight Aga 2 on the wrong floor, it's not good.
And then you're just playing Door Sanity.
Two and a half hearts. This is going to be, you can't really get hit by anything. I mean, he's got red mail, but I think Firebats would kill him still.
I think they only do 2 when you have red mail.
Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the case. But hey, what's 2.5 hearts tempered fight against Ganon compared to a 2.5 heart fight from Mafia Lorraine?
Exactly.
It wasn't Ninban who did that fight, but still.
But he could have.
He could have. Wow, that trident was super close of getting him.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh, nice top pattern here, so makes this one cycle phase 2 pretty easy. Oh, you're right, he could take a hit.
He's just flexing, taking it on purpose, obviously.
Yeah, oh my god, that slash.
That was kind of close. Well, nice poke dash there on the other second hit.
Yeah. This is what peak physical performance looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and we're gonna get Zelda in here really soon for a interview. I think Ninban is gonna join us as well. Hoping he will survive this fight first.
Oh my god. This has got to be intentional at this point. Or just like, I guess if you know you've already lost, you're like, whatever, I'm going to challenge everything and go as fast as possible. But yeah, that was really cool.
Going for the dash here as well. Fun fact, Ninban actually dashed down from the arena too early in one of his brackets games because he wanted to do that trick.
Oh no.
But get your GGs in for Ninban as well, finishing. We're gonna get both of them in for a bit of a post-game interview.
Hey, it looks like we're joined by both Ninban and Zelda. GG's both of you.
Hey, GG's. Thank you very much.
Hey, GG Zelda.
Man, PRNG, huh? What a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Is that where your hookshot was last seed as well?
Don't ask me. I never found it.
Yeah, it is where it was, and Zelda missed it. He completely skipped the location. So yeah, last time Zelda got screwed by the hookshot. This time I got screwed by it.
Well, it's only fair. But my God, like way to challenge every fire bat in that fight, Ninban.
Yeah, I knew I had one hit left. I didn't care about finishing. If I had died, I would have just forfeit, and it's all the same for me anyway. Because I lost.
So was this Kakariko the stackest one you guys had in the tourney so far?
Oh, absolutely. Like this was stacked to the point that after the bottle vendor, I just said screw it and I'm done. Like there was no point even going on. Just go to the Dark World and I could go to Skull Woods. So let's do it.
Yeah, you actually, fun fact, like both of you just beeline for the Dark World right away. But taking very like different routes. Zelda, you went like the north part, did Skullwoods, and then headed over to like the Catfish and the Boot Stop, and Ninban did like the south route instead.
Did you do like Skull Woods with 3 hearts?
Yeah, well, I got the 4th heart from the bridge chest before Mothula, so 4 hearts. But yeah,
Yes.
I did it.
Oh my god. What
Yeah.
a gamer. Nah, I was too afraid for that, so I just went south, did all the stuff, then came back for Skull Woods maybe after 30 minutes.
That's probably the much more sane route, to be honest. Like it's a lot more safe whenever you do all the stuff like South Shore first.
Yeah, we were, or at least I should speak for myself, was like confused, like, oh man, why isn't Ninban going to Turok? Maybe they figured that Zelda went there earlier. That's why they're going to Thieves Town. And then chat clued us in that there was that whole thing that was up with the Hookshot Lodging Ice Palace.
Yeah, knowing that Samaria was hookshot locked is what was able to keep me away, which was really nice info.
Yeah, it
I didn't
was
even
really
have
nice.
to wait by then.
And there was no ambiguity. It was just like, oh, the big key in the first chest, and then you get somebody on the right side. Well, okay, the hookshot is not in Totorock.
You have like, maybe it's not a pace bin, but you have like some really like short description of how to keep track of the Ice Palace logic, right, Ninban? I'm not making that up.
I mean, I just wrote the sentences that I made up in my head. I hold down in a notepad, and every time I want to know, I just read the sentence, and I'm like, yeah, that's right.
That's great. Yeah, I think that's where my understanding of the Ice Palace logic came from, is whatever notes you wrote, but I can't find it again, so.
Yeah, it's basically right side is hookshot locked if big key is available, or if the hook small key are available.
Okay.
Like, you could do a condition on that, but I think it's easier to understand with a sentence, especially if I'm running, if I'm in a current race.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I read out the rules, like the logic rules to folks on chat, and it took like probably 15 minutes to read all of it because it was so dense. But that's like I like the way you put it. It's a lot simpler. Any thoughts on Game 3?
It's going to be back to open mode, so no fancy 6-6 or fast Ganon or map compass shuffles. And I like the risk of having to maybe or maybe not do escape. So just back to open and everything else vanilla. I hope Hookshot is still on Bombo's tablet. What about you, Zelda?
Yeah,
Tell you what.
maybe game 3, both of you just beeline for Bomo's tablet like 5 minutes in, right?
I'll be honest. If there's an early book and I can get it, like what's probably going to happen is I'll just get an early book and no mirror, so I'll never know. But yeah, I'll probably be on the top of my mind. I can guarantee it.
I'll just be in the middle of pod, I'll get the book, and I just save and quit to Bombo's tablet. Something.
It would be the right play, guaranteed.
Well, great games, y'all. I had a lot of fun watching both of your execution throughout the game and trying to call out as best I could. But yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch both of you.
Yeah, and Selga, so when you did Tartarok, Did you feel behind? Was that when you left the big chest, or did you just like play the odds?
It was both, actually. I was playing the odds and I felt behind. I got the hammer really late from Desert, and I had a feeling that Ninban probably already had it and was able to do the routing a lot smoother than what I was doing. And so I was thinking, especially because I think all I had left was Land Molas and the Green Pendant before I found Hookshot, unless I wanted to double dip Hookshotless Swamp since I already did the first chest. I was kind of thinking there's a pretty good chance I'm behind here. And then I figured 5 out of 6 chance for the small key on the path. I got to take those odds.
Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't feel much better after that laser bridge. Must have been pretty stressful.
Yeah, absolutely not. I was really glad that the big key routing didn't really matter in GT, because I was kind of thinking, well, I can maybe execute. I have no idea, or I just don't know, man. I was feeling pretty bad in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's understandable for sure. Funny thing, both of you guys actually ended up doing like the dam from the Dark World and just heading in, checking that first chest and swamp. Just ended up being one of the seeds for you. Both of you just headed into Dark World right away, so you got to like do all the mirror stuff while checking the Dark World.
Yeah, having myths and mirror so early is very powerful. And most of the time you get maybe myths early, and then you have a choice to make. You either commit to the Dark World or commit to the Light World to make Dark World a bit easier. But you could just do both at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty nice when that comes up. Any final thoughts from anybody?
See you tomorrow.
Yep. Same time tomorrow. No idea if it'll be same channel, but you never know. And thank you guys for doing the commentary and the tracking, restreaming. Really appreciate it. It's always awesome to kind of watch these back and get to hear other people's thoughts about what's going on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Our pleasure.
And shout outs to our tracker, Reg, as well, being MVP of correcting me and Kern every time we were wrong, which is, well, it was quite often, to be honest.
And also shout outs to when we were like, oh, where was the keys again in Ice Palace? And Reg knew exactly. Reg, and that's not anything that doesn't happen every single time Reg is tracking or just happens to be in chat. So anyway, shout outs. Best memory. Folks asking if there's any more matches tonight for the tournament. There is not. This was the final one tonight. The next tournament match is coming up 10:20 Eastern AM tomorrow between Act the Boker and Yoshi. So that'll be a good one. Check that out. And then after that, 1:20 p.m. Eastern, Doom Tap versus Weighty Words. I'm not sure if that's going to be restreamed or not. And then Ninban and Zelda just put theirs on the calendar. So same question as well. We're not sure if it's going to be restreamed, but if it is, that's at 6:50 p.m. Eastern. So keep your ears open. Walter, it was a pleasure as always being corrected by you and getting to correct you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, GG's to both our runners, and make sure to sign in for Game Free tomorrow.
And with that, I'll just repeat the link that Alame so helpingly put for us since the bot is dead. Give Ninban and Zelga a follow. Just great executors, great players of the game. Spread the love. Celebrate them for allowing them to be restreamed here for the tournament. And have a good night, all.